campaign traveling press secretary. She's also the former Obama White House deputy communications director. Jen, it's nice to have you with us. Thanks for talking with us.
Good morning.
Okay, let's talk about what's been happening overseas. You just heard a report, actually several reports, sort of detailing some of that violence. 6 American military killed in a weekend of violence. So what is the U.S. plan to deal with these protests and deal with what seems to be escalating violence?
Well, let me first say, Soledad, every president of any party is going to be dealing with crisis. That's part of the job. And the president, I spent the time with him on the campaign trail last week when he was dealing with this, and he was on conference calls, and he was receiving briefings constantly while we were out traveling. And his primary focus right now is ensuring the security of the people who are serving abroad, whether that's the military or diplomats serving in the embassies. And that's what he's working very closely with his team on right now.
Right, but that doesn't really answer my question, which is, so what is the specifics of a plan to deal with this? This is the first time in a couple of years that we've seen insurgents wearing U.S. military uniforms in order to be able to pull off some kind of an attack. It's something we haven't seen in 2 years. You're looking at an end to, the complete drawdown in 2013. So, and you see a rise in these attacks, insider attacks. So what's the plan?
Well, look, I don't spend every day in the National Security Council. I leave that to people like Ambassador Rice, who spoke to this yesterday, and my former colleagues who still work at the White House. Obviously, this type of thing has happened before. They're focused day in and day out in doing everything they can to ensure the security of people who are serving overseas, people who are serving in the embassies. That's what their focus is. And they're working every day toward that. And, I can point to what Ambassador Rice said yesterday. We've seen this before. Unfortunately, this is a response to a video that we had nothing to do with. That is disgusting, and we've repudiated strongly. Now we're working every day to make sure that we can address this and make sure we can ensure the security of our people serving abroad.
So here's a little bit more of what she said specifically about Libya. Let's play that.
Our current assessment is that what happened in Benghazi was, in fact, initially a spontaneous reaction to what had just transpired hours before in Cairo. What we think then transpired in Benghazi is that opportunistic extremist elements came to the consulate as this was unfolding. They came with heavy weapons, which unfortunately are readily available in post-revolutionary Libya, and it escalated into a much more violent episode.
So her theory is that there are people who saw the video. There was a protest over that anti-Islam video. Extremists then saw opportunity there, and they brought heavy weaponry, and that turned into what was an attack. As you know, there are others who say, no, this was actually well coordinated. Among those is Senator John McCain. Let me play you what he said.
Most people don't bring rocket-propelled grenades and heavy weapons to a demonstration. That was an act of terror. And for anyone to disagree with that fundamental fact, I think, is really ignoring the facts.
Does he not have a point? That if you're bringing a rocket-propelled grenade...
I don't think we can... What can't be lost here is this is a political campaign season as well. Senator McCain is a strong supporter of Mitt Romney's. Mitt Romney came out when the world knew that there had been American deaths. He came out and criticized the president for empathizing with the attackers. He's been known to, as the president said last week, to shoot first and aim later.
All true.
I don't have access to the intelligence either. Neither do you. I don't know what Senator McCain has access to.
A question about whether or not it was premeditated is solely political, right? I mean, that is outside of politics. That is a valid question. Was it people angry about a movie and then it sort of spiraled into an attack, or was it actually a coordinated attack that leveraged the movie? I mean, that's a relevant question outside of politics.
Ambassador Rice was very clear yesterday about what the U.S. government has found to be the cause here. I refer you to what she said. She has access to the intelligence that you and I don't have, and most of the American people don't have. So, I can't speak to what Senator McCain has seen or hasn't seen, but I'll point you to what Ambassador Rice said yesterday, and of course this is the focus of what she and her team and the National Security Council at the White House are working on every single day now.
Ambassador Richard Williamson, who, as you know, is a policy advisor for Mitt Romney, said this in the wake of really just what happened last week and then the weekend. There's a pretty compelling story that if you had a President Romney He's a policy advisor, obviously. You'd be in a different situation. For the first time since Jimmy Carter, we've had an American ambassador assassinated. The respect for America's gone down. There's not a sense of American resolve, and we can't even protect sovereign American property. Do you think that that is true, that there is a drop in the level of respect for America overseas, especially in the Middle East?
I have to say that's an absolutely outrageous statement. Many Republicans have come out and said it's an outrageous statement. The president is someone who said, I'm going to go after Osama bin Laden, and he did, and he's dead. He said, I'm going to go after Al-Qaeda, and he's decimated them. He's restored our place in the world. This is obviously a crisis we're dealing with in this country. The president is focused on every single day. But when you have advisors making statements like that, I think it really brings into question whether Mitt Romney and his team are ready for prime time and ready to face a crisis like inevitably he would if he were elected president.
Jen Psaki is with the Obama campaign traveling press secretary. It's nice to see you, Jen. Thank you for talking with us.
Thank you, Soledad.
We appreciate it.
Have a great day.